Welcome to The Good Life with me, Eileen. We are here on Money Monday, and we're here to open your mind.
Good life. In a different lane.
We are here on The Good Life, y'all. It is Money Monday. I am here to open your mind to living differently in the world. I had an amazing weekend. I actually had an amazing Sunday, to be more specific. And so I really want to, give y'all a little bit of all of the different ways that I was inspired on yesterday. Of course, we have Telly Medina on the line. Good morning, Telly. How are you? I don't know where in the world you are today, but I'm sure you'll let us know. In the car on the way to Baton Rouge. I don't know. Where are you?
I'm at the FedEx Kinko's on St. Charles.
Oh, okay.
I'm on my way to Baton Rouge shortly, though. What's going on?
Well, I want to wish everyone a happy leap day. That's right. 2016 is a leap year, which means we get to enjoy a whole extra day of February. And people born on February 29th finally get some presents this year. But I want to explain to everybody exactly why we have leap years. Our calendar has 365 days in a year, and because that's pretty much how long it takes the Earth to orbit the sun. But the problem is that in reality, it takes the Earth around 365 and 1/4 days to circle around the sun. So that's a solar year, which means we get one extra day every 4 years. So that's today. Y'all get to work an extra day, and y'all get to hear us talk about voting for an extra day, and we get to prepare for March 5th, which is so important. I'm going to need you to mute all that. But anyway, let me tell y'all what I was doing on yesterday morning. And I guess the listeners don't know because I really haven't shared this, but I'm going to kind of just drop a little bit of information, and maybe one day we'll talk about it. I am a brand new member of New Home Family Ministries Church Uptown, and I am under Prophet R.C. Blakes Jr. and Samuel Blakes, and I'm really so excited to be a part of the family. They're like family. I literally grew up there, kind of. We would go to St. Monica's, and then we would go there after church. My dad and Prophet Blake Sr. were really good friends, and so, it's just kind of like they're my big brothers. But on yesterday, we had a special guest in the building. It was Reverend Jesse Lewis Jackson Sr., the founder and president of Rainbow Push Coalition. It is one of America's foremost civil rights, religious, and political figures, in my opinion, of our time. Over the past 40 years, he's played a pivotal role in virtually every movement for empowerment, peace, civil rights, gender equality, economic and social justice. And, since then, he really has been pushing voter registration, get out the vote campaigns, and he goes all over the country to make sure that our community is represented. And there are a couple of facts that he gave yesterday, and I can't speak verbatim, so I'm going to give approximate numbers, but these really stuck out to me. During his speech yesterday at church, he was saying that there's approximately 400,000 registered black voters in the state of Louisiana. Now, of course, there's many more of us that need to be registered, but approximately that's how many black voters are registered. And he gave the numbers of approximately Barack Obama was beaten by approximately 300,000 votes in 2008 by John McCain, and approximately the same number, 300,000 votes, in 2012 in the state of Louisiana by Mitt Romney. Now, think about that. If we have approximately 400,000 African-American voters, I just want you to think about those numbers and what we can do when we all vote. Now, those are just the registered voters. Imagine if we all were registered to vote, what an impact we could have on the campaign. So you may be apathetic with it doesn't matter, but our votes really, really do count. And this Saturday, March 5th, we need to take it to another level and show them by how we vote in blocks that we are here and that our conversations in our communities need to be had. And I want to also shout out our Secretary of Transportation, Mr. Anthony Renard Fox, who looks like us. He was at New Home Ministries yesterday as well. And I was so blessed to, number one, be able to listen to them, but I was really blessed that I had my son with me and that he was able to see two leaders that looked like him. And once I gave him the back history, both of them, his mouth dropped, and I said, exactly, you can do whatever you put your mind to. So it was really, heartwarming for me to be in the presence of, two great men like that, and for my son to see examples that we can do anything that we want to do, but we need to step up and vote. This is the time, y'all. Saturday, March 5th. It's coming up. We got to do it. Telly, vote.
I mean, you've covered it.
You're welcome. But I know you have a different perspective, so I need that too.
What I would say is Louisiana is ranked third, sometimes fourth in the country of the individuals who are registered to vote. You see less restrictive laws. We talk about this at the legislature where I'm heading now, where it is important that we have clauses that Christian Rhodes would explain a lot better to me, but these are policies that would allow people to opt out, not opt in. What would that mean? That if Louisiana passed a policy that everyone is allowed to vote, but if they choose not to, they can opt out, meaning that you don't need the extra 2 sets of license, both a driver's license and a state ID, both a driver's license and your voting identification card. That's one aspect of it. The second is on the Democratic side, and even on the Republican side, let's talk about both. You have had an opportunity to look at candidates, and people feel, a variety of different reasons. But for these listeners, feel the burn. It seems like Bernie Sanders was losing some momentum. But there are a lot of individuals who listen to your radio station who, after I made the comments on last week or the week before in regard to Hillary Clinton, was like, hold up, I'm not sold on her yet, which I'm good with. I just need you to go and cast your vote and cast your vote for whoever you're choosing to vote for, regardless of how I may personally feel, which I try not to inject within our conversation.
Well, I do.
I try not to. But
I'm biased in this situation. I'm voting for Hillary. Go ahead.
Even if you are listening to this station and you're voting for Donald Trump, and I'm not making the determination on whether you need to vote for Mr. Trump or not, be able to have a decent debate, not a critical one. I'm not telling you to be like me. I'm a political animal, of why you're doing it.
Right.
But also keep in mind, do your homework. Don't be disillusioned about the fact that Mr. Trump said that he gave money to both parties. Don't be disillusioned by the fact that once he said that Hillary Clinton was doing a great job. Don't be disillusioned by the fact that when Barack Obama ran for office the second time around, he made sure that based off the signatures that he was able to get his opponent pushed out the race because they had problems with their signatures. Now, all of these different people that we hold in great esteem and are very sweet people and are very nice, supposedly, they are within this process. And this is, as I probably heard Jay Banks say, this is grown man's business. Politics is serious business. In the last presidential election in the race for Barack Obama versus Mitt Romney, $4 billion was spent. So if people are spending that much money, and I don't know how much that breaks out on average, we probably could fix all of America.
Right.
But with that said, be very conscious and critical that we can solve problems within this country. When people are looking at issues of whether or not we need to decriminalize marijuana, a huge conversation, and why it is disproportionately affecting African-American men who are targeted. And to say that, well, within our communities, I was watching the Kendrick Lamar video, and the guy said that, most of the time I'm smoking weed just because I'm trying to deal with the pain of all the people that have gotten shot and killed in my community because we're poor and we don't know any better. That's a different perspective than just saying I'm getting high just because of the hell of it. So I'm saying that to say that there are a variety of different reasons and motivators for which you can vote. I'm not saying it's vote or die, but
I am, and I'm going to tell you why. And I want to shout out one of my favorite listeners. I have Jacques Morial listening, so I want to thank you so much. He has been a great partner with me at WBOK. When I need information or need some stuff from the community, he is always there, on point with me. And we've been talking back and forth, and he said at least 80,000 eligible but unregistered African Americans in the state of Louisiana. Did y'all hear that? At least 80,000 eligible but unregistered African Americans in Louisiana. And if y'all don't know or haven't paid attention to the news last week, y'all know David Duke came out to support Donald Trump. And so we need to really rally the white anti-David Duke voters from 1991 to stand up in November, and we can win Louisiana. Do y'all know what a stand we would make if we won Louisiana? If we turned Louisiana blue? We came out and we voted for governor, but we need to do it again. It's not just one election. It's every election. We need to continue to make our voice known. And that's when we get response from our community. I mean, you know, we played around in, you know, during our senator and didn't vote for Mary Landrieu, and y'all want to complain about the oil industry right now. She was she was heading the energy committee, correct, Telly?
That is correct.
And we didn't go out for vote for her. But now we want to complain about our oil industry in Louisiana. Are you kidding me? You can't complain if you don't vote. She was leading the committee. Now, where's our voice? When's the last time you heard about Bill Cassidy, except for him wanting to go after our governor? When's the last time you heard his name? I haven't heard his name, and not saying that he's not doing anything, but I haven't heard. I'm serious. I'm not trying to be funny. But you want to say, oh, well, you know, I haven't seen her in my church, this, that, and the other. And you know what? You're right. Are we going to agree with everything that everybody does? Absolutely not. And I'm the first one to say that I'm not perfect. I am not perfect. You are not going to agree with everything that I say or do. I am not perfect. But I try to do the best that I can do. I try to be a good person. I try to be loving, compassionate, understanding, tolerant, and non-judgmental. I cannot throw a stone at anybody's house because I know mine is glass too. So we need to stop throwing stones. We need to look at people who can do the best for us in our community and step out on faith and start acting upon it, because that's what the good life is to me. And I want to shout out to, our Secretary of Transportation, just because I'm saying it, just because he was, endorsing the person that I was endorsing as well. But, he came to that church and he was like, we need to vote for Hillary Clinton. And so I want everyone, no matter who you vote for, look up, where they stand, look up at what they're doing, and look at how they can handle the politics now. Who can start on day one? Who can handle everything? Because it's a complicated time that we live in, y'all. And who can continue President Obama's legacy? Y'all want to say he's not on the ballot? He is on the ballot. His legacy is on the ballot. Everything that he worked for in these 8 years is on the ballot, because they literally want to switch it in on day one. So are we voting for President Obama? Yes, we are. We are. Yes.
You seem very passionate.
I am. This is not a joke right now. This is like about our lives. It's about our children's lives. How blessed are we? I was talking to Aiden the other day, and he's 12 years old. President Obama has been our president for 8 years. My child has seen a black president all his life. He has seen a black president all his life. This is what he knows. Like think about our children. Now, do we want to erase all of those things that we worked so hard to get by not voting this go round just because he's not physically on the ballot? No. Let's get our mind right. Let's open our mind to living differently in the world. And if we didn't vote on a regular basis in the past, let's do it now. That's what the good life is all about. Open your mind. Let's do something different. We as a community, I shout out to Jacques, but, think about all the ABCs in New Orleans. We all come together now. We are all doing this together. That's what it's all about. It's not uptown, downtown, Central City, Ninth Ward, the East, this, and the other. We are all one. We need to come together, vote together, start putting policy together so we can all live the good life. So these policies stay in place for our children and our children's children. Ugh, Telly, help me out. I'm sorry. Sorry, not sorry, actually. What?
What I will say is,
I'm serious.
wind down.
Yeah, you got a minute.
We're going to get you a drink. You must not be drinking.
No, I'm drinking my water right now. Water with lemon.
Good.
That's it.
What I will say is that make your determination on whoever you're choosing to support, whether it's Hillary Clinton or Bernie Sanders. That is your determination. But it is important that within this presidential primary, this Democratic primary, that we start to build our momentum so that we can start to have the conversation. And it's okay. Maybe our excitement is building. I think vote or die is significant, but it may not give you the whole truth. It may give you the idea that you're going to die today. No, that may not be true. but it is going to be a long, miserable cold that eventually leads to infection inside, that eventually leads to death. It is a long, strenuous task. Is Hillary Clinton or Bernie Sanders going to fix the issues that are plaguing the African-American community right now? No. The only people that can do that is us. Mm-hmm. But this can be an aid within the direction to make sure that the tide is not turned for the things that we have been able to do over the course of the next 8 years. And preferably, if that is Hillary, if that is Bernie Sanders, that person can be in office for 8 years. So with that said, right, build momentum. Think about who's going to be your vice presidential number 2 person now. Start to already have in your mind who that person will be. It sounds like Eileen Carter might want to be vice president of the United States.
Look, I stay in my lane. This radio is my lane. I'm going to stay in my lane. But, y'all, we're not just voting for president. Just like you said, we're voting for Senate. We're voting for Supreme Court. We're voting for all this. So it's not just one vote. It's one vote for all of these things. Let's open our minds to living differently in the world. We're going to take a quick break. When we get back, we're going to have Kenneth Barnes on the line. And if y'all didn't see the Oscars last night, I had to tune in because I had to see Chris Rock. And his monologue was off the chain. And I'm going to play it for you when we get back. If you missed it, you don't want to miss this. We'll be right back. Security provides the good life. They make their mark in the security arena by providing excellent security services for more than 35 years and are licensed in more than 13 states. L&R Security's team comes with a wealth of experience from the military, law enforcement, and law enforcement training. Their personnel is comprised of more than 200 employees trained in video monitoring, special event services, convention services, armed and unarmed security guards, ticket takers, executive security, personal bodyguards, hall monitors, and critical infrastructure personnel that are TSA trained. L&R Security services are provided on a 24-hour basis and have expanded to the newest technology, including video monitoring. Find them on the web at www.lrsecurity.com or call them today at 504-943-3191. Again, that number is 504-943-3191. Live the good life with L&R Security today. Carter Business Development delivers. For businesses to compete, they must have access. Let CBD be your bridge for business development services, radio advertising, social media marketing, brand ambassador, outreach, and access. Contact Carter Business Development at 504-400-7127 or email Eileen@tglradioshow.com. Carter Business Development creates unfolding opportunities. CBD connects the dots from where you are to where you want to be. Join the good life now with Carter Business Development, 504-400-7127, 504-400-7127. As quoted, a man who stops advertising to save money is like a man who stops a clock to save time. Let CBD save you time and give you access. Call 504-400-7127, 504-400-7127. Take the steps required for access so you can live the good life too with Carter Business Development. That's 504-400-7127.
The Anthony Bean Community Theater presents the New Orleans premiere of Rain Denise Wilson's powerful drama, Jungle Kings, directed by Robert Dokey and starring the best of New Orleans actors.
You can't do nothing right. Washed up in all his sins.
When I step out this door, best believe I'ma represent. What you say is kill or be killed out here, right? In the jungle, right? Well, I already know what the law say. I'm in it to the end.
One day you gonna die with so many things. Boy, you gonna be the untouchable Jungle King.
Sometimes they cry with a gun in their hand. Sometimes they cry with a knife in their hands. Sometimes they cry with deep demands on their tongue that can't even be met.
You go to high school for what? A piece of paper? Minimum wage? You want what I got? You stick with me. You come up real fast, you heard me? 2 more weekends, February 19th through 28th. Showtimes Friday and Saturdays at 8 p.m. and Sunday matinee at 3 p.m. Tickets are $20 and $18. We are located at 1333 South Carrollton Avenue. Order your tickets today by calling 862-PLAY. That's 862-7529.
As a business owner, do you ever wonder how you can gain better exposure to potential clients, not only locally but around the world? The internet has changed the game for everybody, and whether you're a small mom and pop shop, a medium-sized business, or nonprofit, it's important that you have a web presence online. We at Peak Mountain Technology Solutions understand that growing your business means more to you than most people realize. That's why we've taken it upon ourselves to offer the very best in website design. We're talking custom-built websites that are professionally designed with your business in mind. Websites that are designed to help attract customers to your business. So if you're ready to take your business to the next level, give Peak Mountain Technology Solutions a call today to see how we can help. In addition to website design, we offer a full range of information technology support. So give us a call today at 504-355-8400. Again, that's 504-355-8400.
Back on the air, let's go to the phones. Caller, let me help you.
Hi, so I've been trying to get my landlord to fix my washing machine for weeks, but he keeps avoiding me. What do I do?
Excellent question. Well, have you been to AT&T?
Why? Is my landlord there?
No, but when you have AT&T Wireless and DirecTV, you can get unlimited data.
Sounds great. But how will that fix my washer?
Well, it won't. But now that AT&T and DirecTV have joined forces, you can enjoy your favorite DirecTV shows on your phone while you're counting quarters at the local laundromat.
Sweet.
Sweet indeed. AT&T, mobilizing your world.
Come into AT&T now and get the Samsung Galaxy S6.
Must have eligible TV service. If you're not eligible, AT&T will move you to a new plan and overage charges may apply. After 22 gigabytes of data usage, AT&T may reduce speeds. TV content varies by device, location, and package. Monthly and other charges, usage, and other restrictions apply. See store for plan details.
WBOK 1230 AM, the People's Station.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, and welcome back to The Good Life with me, Eileen. We are here on Money Monday, and we're here to open your mind. The Good Life radio show is brought to you by Morris Reed Jr., a New Orleans law firm. If you have been hit in a car accident or charged with a crime, call 504-488-HELP. That's 504-488-HELP. 504-488-4357. The Morris Reed Jr. Law Firm is a full-service law firm that fights vigorously to get you the money you deserve. If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident or you have been charged with a crime, call Morris Reed Jr. and let their experienced, highly qualified attorneys provide you with expert legal help today. Call 504-488-HELP. That's 504-488-4357. 504-488-4357, because that is the good life. Now I have Kenneth Barnes on the line, my partner in wealth. Kenneth, welcome to Money Monday. How are you this morning?
I'm doing great. Good morning.
I don't know. I was telling everybody about my Sunday. I had a great Sunday. I met Reverend Jesse Jackson yesterday. I met the Secretary of Transportation, Mr. Fox, both who look like us, amazing men. And then I had Chris Rock, another amazing man, icing my Sunday. So if you all don't know what I'm talking about, Chris Rock hosted the Oscars yesterday, and this is from Reuters. Comedian Chris Rock launched his return stint as Oscars host on Sunday by immediately and unabashedly confronting the racially charged elephant in the room, the fervor over the all-white field of performers nominated for Hollywood's highest honors. In an opening monologue peppered with biting commentary about what he described as sorority-style discrimination pervading the film industry, Rock set the stage for a night of running gags that repeatedly returned to themes of racial politics. And in doing so, he transformed a glittering award show into withering satire, rifling on issues of inclusion and diversity raised by the hashtag #OscarsSoWhite social media campaign and the Black Lives Matter movement. So, Kenneth, I don't know if you saw the show yesterday. Did you?
You know, I clicked on back and forth. I was kind of wrestling with supporting it and not supporting it, so I was back and forth with the issue as well.
Well, I was like, I wanted to know how he was going to, set it off. So I definitely watched the beginning. And so if anybody missed it, we're about to play it right now for you. So this is from ABC. This is Chris Rock's monologue from the Oscars.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome your host, Chris Rock.
Thank you. Woo! Man, I counted at least 15 black people on that montage. Hey! I'm here at the Academy Awards, otherwise known as the White People's Choice Awards. You realize if they nominated host, I wouldn't even get this job. So y'all be watching Neil Patrick Harris right now. But here's the crazy thing. This is the wildest, craziest Oscars to ever host because we got all this controversy. There's no black nominees, you know? And people are like, Chris, you should boycott. Chris, you should quit. You should quit. You know, how come there's only unemployed people that tell you to quit something, you know? You know? No one with a job ever tells you to quit. So I thought about quitting. I thought about it real hard. But I realized they're going to have the Oscars anyway. They're not going to cancel the Oscars because I quit. You know? And the last thing I need is to lose another job to Kevin Hart. Okay? I don't need that. Kev right there. Kev make movies fast. Every month. Porno stars don't make movies that fast. Now, the thing is, why are we protesting? That's the big question. Why this Oscars? Why this Oscars? You know, it's the 88th Academy Awards. It's the 88th Academy Awards, which means this whole no black nominees thing has happened at least 71 other times. Okay? You gotta figure that it happened in the 50s, in the 60s. You know, in the 60s, one of those years, Sydney didn't put out a movie. I'm sure there were no black nominees some of those years, say 62 or 63. And black people did not protest. Why? Because we had real things to protest at the time. You know? We had real things to protest. You know, it's too busy being raped and lynched to care about who won Best Cinematographer. You know, when your grandmother's swinging from a tree, it's really hard to care about Best Documentary Foreign Short. But what happened this year? What happened? People went mad. You know, Spike got mad, and Sharpton got mad, and Jada went mad, and Will went mad. Everybody went mad. You know, it's quite like Jada got mad. Jada says she's not coming. Protesting. I'm like, is she on a TV show? Jada's going to boycott the Oscars. Jada boycotting the Oscars is like me boycotting Rihanna's panties. I wasn't invited. Oh, that's not an invitation I would turn down. But I understand. I'm not hating. I understand you're mad. Jada's mad. Her man, Will, was not nominated for Concussion. I get it. Tell the truth. I get it. You get me? Will was this good and didn't get nominated. Yeah, you're right. It's also not fair that Will was paid $20 million for Wild Wild West. Okay? Okay? Things, this year the Oscars, things are going to be a little different. Things are going to be a little different at the Oscars. This year, in the in memoriam package, it's just going to be black people that were shot by the cops on their way to the movies. Yes, I said it, all right? Hey, if you want black nominees every year, you need to just have black categories. That's what you need. You need to have black categories. You already do it with men and women. Think about it. There's no real reason for there to be a man and a woman category in acting. It's not, Come on. There's no reason. It's not track and field. You don't have to separate them. You know, Robert De Niro's never said, I better slow this acting down so Meryl Streep could catch up. No. Not at all, man. If you want black people every year at the Oscars, just have black categories like Best Black Friend. That's right. And the winner for the 18th year in a row is Wanda Sykes. This is Wanda's 18th black Oscar. But here's the real question. The real question everybody wants to know. Everybody wants to know in the world, is this Hollywood racist? Is Hollywood racist? You know, that's a, you know, you gotta go at that the right way. Is it Burning Cross racist? No. Is it fetch me some lemonade racist? No. It's a different type of racist. Now, I remember one night I was at a fundraiser for President Obama. A lot of you were there. And, you know, it's me and all of Hollywood. And all the, you know, it's all of us there. And there's about 4 black people there. Me, Quincy Jones, Russell Simmons, Questlove. You know, the usual suspects, right? You know, and every black actor that wasn't working. Needless to say, Kev Hart was not there, okay? So, at some point, you get to take a picture with the president, you know, and as they're setting up the picture, you get like a little moment with the president. I'm like, Mr. President, you see all these writers and producers and actors? They don't hire black people. And they're the nicest white people on earth. They're liberals. Cheese. That's right. Is Hollywood racist? Yeah, damn right Hollywood's racist. But it ain't the racist that you've grown accustomed to. Hollywood is sorority racist. It's like, we like you, Rhonda, but you're not a Kappa. That's how Hollywood's, yeah? But things are changing. Things are changing. Yeah, we got a Black Rocky this year. Yeah, some people call it Creed. I call it Black Rocky. And that's an unbelievable statement. I mean, because Rocky takes place in a world where white athletes are as good as black athletes. So Rocky's a science fiction movie. There's things that happen in Star Wars that are more believable than things that happen in Rocky, okay? But hey, we're here to honor actors. We're here to honor actors. We're here to honor film, you know. And there's a lot of snubs. But one of the biggest snubs no one's talking about. My favorite actor in the world is Paul Giamatti. Paul Giamatti, I believe, is the greatest actor in the world. Think about what Paul Giamatti has done the last couple of years. Last year, he's in 12 Years a Slave, hates black people. This year, he's in Straight Outta Compton, loves black people. Last year, he's whooping Lupita. This year, he's crying at Eazy-E's funeral. Now, that's range. Yeah, Ben Affleck can't do that. But what I'm trying to say is, you know, it's not about boycotting anything. It's just, we want opportunity. We want the black actors to get the same opportunities as white actors. That's it, you know? Just, you know, not just once. You know, Leo gets a great part every year. And everybody, look, all you guys get great parts all the time. But what about the black actors? Look at Jamie Foxx. Jamie Foxx is one of the best actors in the world, man. Jamie Foxx, Jamie Foxx was so good in Ray that they went to the hospital and unplugged the real Ray Charles. It's like, we don't need 2 of these. No, man. But the big thing, you know, everything's not about race, man. Another big thing tonight is you're not allowed, somebody told me this, you're not allowed to ask women what they're wearing anymore. It's the whole thing, you know, ask her more. You have to ask her more. Now, You know, it's like, you ask the men more. Hey, everything's not sexism. Everything's not racism. They ask the men more because the men are all wearing the same outfits, okay? Every guy there is wearing the exact same thing. You know, if George Clooney showed up with a lime green tux on and a swan coming out his ass, somebody would go, "What you wearing, George?" Hey, welcome to the 88th Oscars Academy Awards. Yes, thank you. You want diversity? We got diversity. Please welcome Emily Blunt and somebody whiter, Charlize Theron.
L&R Security provides the good life. They make their mark in the security arena by providing excellent security services for more than 35 years, and are licensed in more than 13 states. L&R Security's team comes with a wealth of experience from the military, law enforcement, and law enforcement training. Their personnel is comprised of more than 200 employees trained in video monitoring, special event services, convention services, armed and unarmed security guards, ticket takers, executive security, personal bodyguards, hall monitors, and critical infrastructure personnel that are TSA trained. L&R Security services are provided on a 24-hour basis and have expanded to the newest technology, including video monitoring. Find them on the web at www.lrsecurity.com or call them today at 504-943-3191. Again, that number is 504-943-3191. Live the good life with L&R Security today. Carter Business Development delivers. For businesses to compete, they must have access. Let CBD be your bridge for business development services, radio advertising, social media marketing, brand ambassador, outreach, and access. Contact Carter Business Development at 504-400-7127 or email Eileen@tglradioshow.com. Carter Business Development creates unfolding opportunities. CBD connects the dots from where you are to where you want to be. Join the good life now with Carter Business Development, 504-400-7127, 504-400-7127. As quoted, a man who stops advertising to save money is like a man who stops a clock to save time. Let CBD save you time and give you access. Call 504-400-7127, 504-400-7127. Take the steps required for access so you can live the good life too with Carter Business Development. That's 504-400-7127.
This celebrated moment in Black history is brought to you by Crescent Guardian Incorporated.
Dorothy Mae Taylor made history when in 1971, with the encouragement and assistance of her campaign manager, Oretha Castle Haley, Mrs. Taylor became the first African-American woman in Louisiana's history to be elected to the State House of Representatives. In 1984, she led the Louisiana Department of Urban and Community Affairs, becoming the first African-American woman to head a state department. In 1986, Ms. Dorothy Mae Taylor made history again as the first African-American woman elected to the City Council of New Orleans. Ms. Taylor began making a mark on the council when she authored an ordinance to end lunch club discrimination in 1988. Among Mrs. Taylor's other accomplishments was bringing to an end the segregation of the Mardi Gras cruise by authoring the Mardi Gras Ordinance in 1992. Ms. Taylor was known for her hard work in making sure that all people were treated fairly and humanely, especially those in prison. I had the honor and privilege of serving alongside Mrs. Taylor on the New Orleans City Council.
This celebrated moment in Black history is brought to you by Crescent Guardian Incorporated.
Come on, roll with the RTA. You asked for more, and now there's new bus shelters for your comfort. 2,000 new bus signs. More information at your fingertips with online and SMS texting, and more ways to buy fares. Go to NORTA.com to explore. From New Orleans East to the Lower Nine, we got you covered. Dirt Town, Uptown, Downtown, to the Algiers Point, and all in between. Rolling for everybody, everywhere. That RTA keeps New Orleans rolling.
Do you know anyone with less than perfect credit? At KB Enterprises, they specialize in restoring your score. Learn how to increase your credit score with 100% satisfaction guarantee. A+ rating with the BBB, 10-year track record of removing negative items including repossessions, foreclosures, bankruptcies, tax liens, student loans, and more. Kenneth Barnes and his team at KB Enterprises are excited about helping you restore your credit and achieving your financial goals. Whether it's acquiring a home or purchasing a car, don't miss this opportunity to change your life forever. For more info, give them a call at 504-577-4139. Log on to www.kennethbarnes.org and be sure to tune into The Good Life on Money Mondays and get your financial tips for the week from Kenneth Barnes so you can live the good life too.
Gentili Italian Pies, home to the $5 Family Happy Hour. Specials on pizza, wings, and drinks, Tuesday through Thursday, 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. Gentili Italian Pie does fresh for the entire family. Salads, pizza, pasta, wings, and oven-baked sandwiches. Gentili Italian Pie offers lunch and dinner in a new, modern atmosphere surrounded by big screen TVs. Dine in or carry out by calling 504-826-9180. That's 504-826-9180. Relax. Have a drink from the fully stocked bar or beer on tap while your order is made from the freshest ingredients. Gentili Italian Pie, 4706 Paris Avenue, is home where everybody knows your name. So bring the family to Paris and Marabou for the $5 Family Happy Hour, Tuesday through Thursday, 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. That's Gentili Italian Pie. Dine in or carry out. 504-826-9180. That's 504-826-9180. You gotta try the pie. That's the original Italian pie, located at Paris and Marabou in Gentili.
WBOK 1230 AM, the People's Station.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, and welcome to The Good Life with me, Eileen. We are back on Money Monday, and we're here to open your mind. We are back on Money Monday, and I have the privilege of having Kenneth Barnes from KB Enterprises on the line with me. I hope y'all stay tuned from the break, and I'm going to open the lines right now, 504-260-9265, because this is a hot topic. If you weren't paying attention, I just played Chris Rock's monologue from the Oscars last night. I know it was a bit contentious with, there being no black nominees, and since he was the host last night, I knew that he was going to come correct and he was going to put it out there, so I had to watch at least the beginning and really see what he was going to say. And, Chris Rock wasted no time in putting everybody on Front Street. He said, well, I'm here at the Academy Awards, otherwise known as the White People's Choice Awards, and he went into so many, kind of realistic digs saying, why we hadn't, protested in the past, because we were so busy protesting other things like, being raped and lynched and things of that nature. He went there, and I really think it was a testament to, Chris Rock being, comfortable in who he is, because it wasn't just at the beginning, it was throughout the entire show. And if you all watched the show last night, he literally, he even had his daughter's Girl Scout troop on selling Girl Scout cookies to the audience. He was talking about how the memoriam was going to be, instead of it being the deceased members of the Academy, that it was going to be the deceased black people who were shot on their way to go see the movies. He really, hit home on a lot of topics. So, Kenneth, I'd love to hear your point of view on this.
Chris Rock gained so much. I already was a fan for years, since New Jack City days when he played Pookie. He's been around for a long time, but I really increased my respect for him because of the way he handled it last night. He didn't sway either side. He brought both sides together with reality. And a lot of times people don't want to deal with reality,
Right.
especially on a platform of that size. To be able to do it in the way he did, that was very professional, very ethical, but also very real. I mean, well done. Well done. It was flawless.
I know when he was talking about, why African Americans haven't, been protesting all these years, one that hit home for me, I was like, wow. I was like, he said it and it delivered. And, I'm just going to repeat it. He said, when your grandmother is swinging from a tree, it's really hard to care about best documentary foreign short. I was like, wow. But, his delivery and the message behind it were just on point and perfect so that you had to let it digest. You know what I mean?
That's exactly right. And I'm actually a major, major fan of Kevin Hart. And if people are not following him, please follow Kevin Hart and look deep into his life. And now I'm going to follow Chris Rock as close because clearly they're like-minded. And I saw an interview with Kevin Hart, and he was talking about when those the Sony email leaks came out and the racial tone of the emails that was delivered about Kevin a couple of years ago. And he addressed it. He said, you know what, if you think for a second that when you're negotiating with some of these people in Hollywood and productions, if there's not things said in that closed room that is not cool, he said, I don't care what's being said. He said, the only thing I need to know is that did they meet my terms?
Right. Well, let's go to the lines. We have Eric online too. Eric, welcome to The Good Life on Money Monday because, this affects our pockets. What are your thoughts about the Oscars and Chris Rock's performance as host?
Well, I think the blacks need to be in a better good life as it relates to the Oscars. Well, in terms of our own productions, I'm glad you brought this up. I'm glad he spoke about it, but he said it's not about boycotting, it's about getting opportunities.
Right.
What can we do to create our own opportunities so that we aren't dependent on others to provide for us? And I think this would be a great show since we're talking about finances. What can the black community do to finance our own projects so we won't have to rely on Hollywood to
Absolutely.
have careers in the theater and cinema?
And you know what? I think this is just, and not just that. I mean, in every aspect. And not saying that, we're not going to, not just saying that, we're all pro-black, but we have to support each other if we want to grow, y'all. We have to support each other. Those of us with small businesses, what do you buy and what do you sell? And who are you buying from? And not saying that if there's no option to buy a certain item, then, okay, go to your big box stores. We understand. But if there is a small business, and especially a small business that looks like yours and sells the same product, why not buy it from them? That business is also supporting the rec team or the young AAU team. They're giving $100 to go to the team. They're also, supporting your Girl Scout troops, and they're supporting, our communities. So let's give back to our communities to build up our communities.
Right. That's why I'm more interested in how we finance our own movie projects as opposed to going to them. I don't want to say begging, but say maybe pleading is the word I'm looking for. Instead of us pleading for them for opportunities, what can we do to finance our own projects?
Exactly. Well, let's talk about that. Kenneth, what are your thoughts on that? How can,
First of all, thanks for that call, and I'm glad he called in with this topic because we have to first find out how financing works in the movie industry. And I'm not sure how many banks. I know one bank in the city that does a lot with the film industry, which is First Bank and Trust. But there's a lot of different private companies that gives finances for movies and private money as well to fund movies. A lot of people understand returns on it, and a lot of times what they look for, these private held companies that will finance your movies, if you get at least 2 A actors in it, generally they'll get behind the movie. So a lot of times when you have a good script and you can win over and get the right content. I know a couple of people here in the city of New Orleans. Actually, a good friend of ours, Eileen, that is in partnership with the Italian Pie as well. I remember they had at the table, I think about a year or two ago, the Marvin Gaye movie. And that was local money that was being brought in with some outside private investors to get funding for that project. And they also had Halle Berry potentially interested in coming and be a part of the project. So it's out there. We got to come together, start working together, networking. And so when these networking events are there, we want to make sure we get everybody on one page to come together and start networking our resources so we can get further faster.
And I'm going to say this, and I don't know if I'll get backlash, but oh well. Stop asking everybody for free stuff.
That's right.
For real. You know, our small businesses, you know, we can't afford to be giving away free stuff, and you want to do it because they're your friend or give them a discount. But really, y'all, support them, let them support you, and then it's, you know, it's a financial trade. You know, you keep going to this one business, and then you're never giving them anything back. And you're not asking for a free service, but do, you know, buy from them, let them buy from you. You know, work it out that way. You know, let's live the good life with our community. Let's build each other up. You know, start talking to your friends who has small businesses. You know, sometimes it's just about us opening our mouth. Do our, you know, our five actually know what we do and know how we actually work our business. You know, people know I'm on the radio. Do they know that I'm selling commercials? Do they know that I'm selling advertising? Do they know that, you know, that's how I stay on the air? And if we don't sell advertising, that we won't have the good life anymore? You know what I mean? Like, we need to have these conversations. You know, our small businesses, Kenneth, with, you know, with your business, you help people, you know, see a future in real estate. You know, you were here on last Monday talking about that, but, you know, if you get your money and your finances in order, there are so many different avenues you can take from there. So when you see Kenneth, he doesn't just help you in one aspect of life. There are so many he can help you with. It helps you when you know, on a basic, when you go get a new phone, you know, they look at your credit. When you go and get a car, they look at your credit. You know, when they're doing all these things, when you go and get a house, a business loan, you know, if you want to have a film, you know, they're looking at your credit. So go and see Kenneth and you know, working with him. And then, you know what, if you have a office supply, when Kenneth is looking for office supplies, he then goes to your business. You see how that works? It's a back and forth. It's a give and take.
That's exactly right, but you hit it on the head. We can't just always look for free and the hookup. That's not wealth mindset, and we have to be able to create the wealth mindset in our community, and that's my passion. Because one, when you get your mind and your money right, it goes back to those principles, and one of the most powerful principles I've ever heard. Because one, Will and Jada got their mind and their money right, so they can say what they want. Kanye West got his mind and his money right. Chris Rock got his mind and his money right. And when you have your mind and your money right, you can speak on a platform and be respected.
Exactly. Then you can go on stage and say all that.
But when you're begging and looking for a hookup, you don't get respect that way. And so that's why it's so important for us to be able to take the action steps to, one, work together, not looking for a handout, but to invest into that other person's business. Because whenever Will Smith's in the theaters, I go spend my money to invest into his numbers. Because I believe when you invest into other people's stuff, and it comes back to you. You're sowing a seed that you can expect to come back. So whenever someone's making a move, even if I don't want to, because they're in it or affiliated with it, I'm going to spend money with them.
Absolutely. Because that's the good life. That's how we're going. Because, Kenneth, what do we talk about? We talk about building generational wealth.
Absolutely.
We talk about, and that's how we're going to do it. If we're not supporting our movies, there won't be any more movies, because they're like, oh, well, nobody's going, you know, they're looking at numbers. And we get our famous quote from my father, Ken Carter. Only thing people respect is your mind and your money. And you can, you know, put it on the back burner and not pay attention to it, act like it's not the truth. But it is the truth. The only thing they respect is your mind and your money. So get them right. Let's work as a community to move forward, open our minds to living differently in the world, have a foundation in faith, and then we can all live the good life together. Together. And stop poking, and stop that crab theory. I'm over that crab theory stuff. You know, when somebody, you know, makes a come up, you know, somebody's trying to pull them down. But when you do make a come up, make sure you pull somebody else with you, because it's not a good look to be sitting at the top of the hill by yourself.
That's right. And that's
it's not a good look.
But wealth-minded and like-minded in what we're doing. And like we talked about with Terrell on last week, you know, he is a like-minded, a close friend, but because he's like-minded, we're friends. Believe me, I don't have friends that's not like-minded. We become unfriendly very quick when you have a poor mindset, because we ain't going in the same direction. And what kind of precedents am I setting for my kids if I got friends like that?
Exactly.
That's not how we do it.
So this is a time to be the change that we want to see in the world. We always talk a lot of stuff. Y'all, let's be the change we want to see in the world. We have an opportunity this Saturday to get out and vote. We can make our voices heard. Let's get out and support different businesses in our community. Actually, I have to shout out my sister Tara, because that's what she did for Christmas. She took the extra effort, and our Christmas presents were all baskets of all minority-owned businesses. Women, mostly African-American Black businesses, but it was also women-owned businesses as well. She made it an extra effort to go out and do that. So let's all do that. There's actually a book. I'm going to, the year of, I forgot the year of, basically it was this couple and their family only bought from Black businesses for an entire year. And she was saying what a difference it made. I'm going to have to get that book. We'll talk about it next Monday. But what a difference we can make when we do those things. Our dollars are worth and weight the same as other people's dollars. If we use them differently, we can all live the good life. Right, Kenneth?
Absolutely.
So, y'all, let's get our mind right. Let's open our minds to living differently in the world. Let's get out and vote on this Saturday, March 5th. It is so important. Let's set a stage for our community. Open your mind, y'all, and I'm out.